Walter Lemons, and this is, well, my history in sim racing. I started racing in 2009 under my own organization. We organized a championship, with some friends. And from that first race on, my fiercest rival and my closest friend at that time, Christel van Essen, was the one I always had to beat. The game of race was Live for Speed. And from that first season, one thing I really remember clearly was the race at West Hill with the rFactor cars. It was a brilliant race, fighting with Christel van Essen, Lewis Seitzema as well. We were fighting with 3-4 cars for the lead all the time. In the end, I won it. It was my first competitive race victory. Of course, the level of skill wasn't that high, but it was a race, a competitive, and I won it. And that's where I really started to get a taste of, of wanting to do it more, wanting to do it more professionally, grow as an organization with my Team Rock Racing, and that's where it started. And sadly, I cannot show you footage from that February race because that's the one and single only race that we lack footage from, actually, in our database from replays from Live for Speed. So, but basically, the first season, it was a bit amateurish, but it was exciting, and in the end, I won it, I believe, with 1 or 2 points difference in the last race, by beating Christel van Essen in, I think, the FBM race at Aston. After our successful public event, we started our championship in Live for Speed with the BF1 at Kyoto Ring National, and I took pole position for the first race. The race, however, got dominated by Christel van Essen after I made an early mistake at the start, finishing just second right behind her. Round 2 saw us take on South City with the XFGs, just 3 cars in this race. And thanks to a great start, I took the first position from Christel van Essen as she had pole position for this race. And I took an early lead quite far into the race, actually. Even though we've raced often before, this was the first direct battle between me and Christel van Essen in competition for the lead. And this is where our rivalry started. We had a fierce battle for a few laps. I was leading the race, of course, but then I cracked under her pressure. First here, where I just merely was able to keep the lead as she lunged for my inside. But just a few laps later, in the final lap of the race, Christel van Essen took her chance by going on the outside for me here, which put me on a completely wrong line on the inside for the next corner. But I went for it. I just had to win this race. And as I did so, this happened. Lost control, nearly smacking the barrier. Actually, I smacked the barrier. She took the lead easily from me and went on to win the race. Then round 3 came along, the rFactor race at West Hill. Race footage is not existent, but I do have some footage from the qualifying, as Sarah was setting a blistering pace onto a pole position which was nearly a second faster than the rest of the field. The race was the most exciting race we've ever raced so far, even outside our competitive championship. It was a battle between me, Christel van Essen and Lewis Seitzema. That battle went on till the last lap, and in the end of the race, I won. My first competitive victory. even though it was just a small field and the level once more not too high for now. I was so proud, I was so happy, I was now in a chance of the championship. After 3 rounds, we had a standings which looks like this.